everybody, and welcome to part 3 of games and sports in Africa. In this show, we've got Mr. Arnold Bawo and part 1 was introduction, and part 2 was like a little bit more about board games, hockey, like games, cricket, wrestling, all sorts.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Mr. Arnold Mabongengala.
Oh, thank you so much.
We
Thank
ended
you.
talking about board games. You were still giving us examples of how it's played.
Oh, yes. Actually, yes. Actually, I was giving you examples, yes,
Yes,
of it,
of
of
the
the
variety.
variants
Yes, of the
of
board
board
game.
games in Africa. Yes.
Yeah.
So, in Somalia, they jar or sharks.
Okay.
So that, yes. In Ethiopia, there is a game called Gebeta. Gebeta. Among
Gebeta
the
found?
Swahili people. So
Gebeta, where is
sorry,
it found? Gebeta.
Ethiopia.
Oh, in
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Okay.
Yes. So among the Swahili people, is Swahili. They call it Bawo. Bawo, as in Bao. If in Malawi, they also call it Bawo.
Where?
In
In Mali.
in Malawi.
Malawi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They Bawo. Can I continue?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. In Uganda, there is a board game called Omweso. Omweso. It's played by the Baganda people. The Baganda people, they are found in Uganda. That's why it's called Uganda. Baganda, yes. And then and then among the Maasai people, okay.
So
And then yeah,
you're saying
and then
Uganda is called
sorry,
in Uganda.
in Uganda, among the Baganda people is called Omweso. Omweso, yes.
Omweso.
Yes. And then among the Maasai people, they call it Enkeshui or Endodoi or Endodoi. I don't know how to pronounce it. Enkeshui or Endodoi among the Maasai. Among the Hausa people of West and Central Africa, they call it Kwado. Then among the here people in Namibia, they call it Onjune. And then among the Shona people who are found in Zimbabwe, they call it Toro.
Toro.
Yes. And the Bemba people call it Nsolo or Insolo. So it's more like Toro. And then among the Sutu people who are in South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, they call it Tiketo or Tiketo. And among the and then in Ivory Coast they call it Awele. Awele.
Where is that?
Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory
Yeah.
Coast. Yes.
What,
They
what,
call
what,
it.
please say that again.
Said in Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, which is one thing, right? They call it Awele. Awele. Yes. And then in Ghana, among the Ashanti people, they call it Owari or Owari. And sorry, to Awele again. Are we together?
Yes.
We're going back to the Awele again in Ivory Coast. So what they do again with this game is that they also use it to determine who is the next chief. You see? So now, yes. So now what happens is potential successors play this game, and then the winner becomes the new chief, because there is believed that it is a game for the intelligent and clever people and mature people. You see, just like the games. They believe that someone who is clever and intelligent and mature is the one who is going to win this game. And that person is capable of leading the people, the community. You see, so in other ways, we can say the community use it to cast the lot. Remember when it was of casting the lot? Yes. So that's what they also do with Awele. And then I said the Ashanti people in Ghana, they refer it to, they call it Owari. They call it Owari. Then yeah, and then this game was also transported by Africans who went to the Americas as slaves. This game. So Ashanti people who were taken as slaves in Ghana, and they ended up in Haiti. They ended up as slaves in Haiti. So they used to play this game during leisure time, yes, as a way to you know. So in other words, this game was used as a way to make people not lose hope.
Yeah. Okay.
Because slavery was so slavery was so how can it was so depressing, you see. So you see now we now see Africans using a game, you know, to for psychological empowerment. You see. So they played this. So the Ashanti people used to play this game, and they. So in Haiti, if you go to Haiti, this game is still played up until this day, and they call it Wari, from the word Owari. Remember, I said the Ashanti people, they call it Owari. So in Haiti, they call it Wari, which is an Ashanti word.
Yes.
And the Ashanti people who were taken to the United, and then the Ashanti people who were taken to the United States of America as slaves, they call this game Wara. So in the United States of America, it was called Wara, but it was later commercialized in the USA. You see, so when it was commercialized, it was given a new name called Kala. Kala as in K-A-L-A-H. Kala is just a commercialized wine from Ghana. Yes. And then the Africans, they are African slaves who later became known as Maroons. I believe you know about them, right? The Maroons. Have you ever heard the Maroons?
Yes, I have.
What do you know about Maroons?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But I know
that. No, it is going to do slavery, right? Yes. Okay. So Maroons are slaves who managed to escape So there are slaves who managed to escape, and then when they escaped, they formed independent social groups. You see, so they became referred to as maroons. You see, so a maroon was a slave that had escaped to freedom, if I can put it that way. Yes. So for example, let's say there is a country called Suriname in South America, by the Caribbean there.
Yes.
So it's near countries like it's near the West Indies. Yes. So to be a Dutch colony with African slaves there. So they've got I think their capital city is Paramaribo. Yeah, it's called Paramaribo. Their capital city there. So they are slaves that you will escape, and then they'll go to the forest. You know, in South America there is a forest there, the Amazon forest, right?
Yes.
So now slaves who managed to escape, they formed a new social groups deep in the forest there, and they started to interact with the Amazon Indians. So these ex-slaves, they are referred to as the Maroon people. You see, so most of these slaves, they had come from Africa, right? And they had not been socialized to a new life of slavery. So they had many elements of African lives. So in other words, let's say it's a slave that was born in Africa and as a slave to Suriname, right? Yeah. And then this slave escaped to the bushes. So you see, this slave still knows his original language. This ex-slave still knows the games that they used to play. He still has got African institutions in his mind.
Yes.
And one of the things that these ex-slaves, one of the things that the Maroons managed to revive was this game, Wari, was game. War, but now they call it in their own terms. For example, they is the one that they call they call it Adije Boto, if I can put it, or Adije Boto. Spelling ADJI Adije. And then Boto is BOTO. Okay. Some of the Maroons in Suriname, they call it Lontu Lolo. Lontu Lolo. Lontu as in LONTU, Lontu, and then Lolo, LOLO. Yes. So it's a very popular game found all over Africa. And I'm not sure whether it was formed in Africa, whether it was started in Africa or not, because it is also found even in Arabia. So in Arab, they call it a Mancala, and it's also a game that is now being commercialized to them, that is now being found even in like in software. It's now like a TV game, or it's a game found in cell phones. You see, now it's in different forms. Okay. See? Yes, due to commercialization. Okay. And the 11th game is bullfighting. I think the name that I've used says it all, right? It easily gives someone a picture of the kind of sport that I am trying to portray, right?
Yes.
Yes. So bullfighting takes place among the Luya people who are found in Kenya. So people bet before the game. So it's more like a betting game. So it's betting started local in Africa. So people will bet with bulls, fighting bulls. Yes.
Okay.
So sometimes, sorry,
No, I said okay.
and and they and it's even popular even today. They've even built a stadium specifically for this game.
Okay.
and on the eve on the eve of the fight of the bull, sorry, on the eve of the fight, the bull is a traditional aggressive concoction. It's called buka. It's a local brew. You see, so it's more like they are dragging the bull. It's more like what is happening is that some athletes on Olympic Games, I've heard that there are some athletes who some drugs to enhance their strength, you know. Yes.
Okay. The doping.
So, sorry? Yes, doping. Yeah. So doping. So here in Africa, doping is done on in bulls,
Okay.
and the 12th game I can is football. That's how I am going to name it, football.
Okay.
So so the history of football starts in Kemet.
Okay.
Yes. So in tombs, there are balls. So actually, there are tombs whereby they found balls made of linen, and those balls were made around 2500 C.
Around.
Those balls 2500 C.
Okay.
You see, so they mean that the fact that I think the fact that they are found in a certain tomb or in tombs, they probably may mean that those balls maybe would have been played by that pharaoh or by that king. I suspect that.
Okay.
See, and there are also drawings of people playing football in temple walls. You see, so because of that, football was invented in Africa. So of
So
course, it's now more
the
common.
temple halls, was it around 2500 BC as well?
No. With okay, with temples, I am not sure. But remember, we say that those walls they date as far as we said 3400 BC. Do you remember?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. But the balls archaeologically,
On the
they,
tombstones. The
yes,
tombs were
yes,
found 2500 BC.
yes,
Around 2500.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Historically, it is believed so.
Okay.
And then the last game is what I can refer to as javelin.
Okay.
I'm calling javelin.
Or throwing. Okay.
Yes, throwing, yes. Spear throwing, I can put it that way.
Okay.
So it emanated from hunting, if I can put it that way. Sometimes it was used to, it's a sport to perfect how to throw a spear to animal, you see. So for example, in Debe, there is a game called Ukubhaqa Insema. So what they'll do is they will roll something like a pumpkin. Do you see like something like a pumpkin? So they will roll it down the hill, and then competitors will be lining, along the hill there.
Yeah.
So they'll be trying. So as it rolls, they'll be throwing the spear. You see,
Okay.
yes. So it's more of trying to learn how to hit on a running animal.
A moving
During hunting.
object. Okay.
So the one who manages to aim at this rolling pumpkin, if I can put it that way, I'm going to use the word pumpkin, is perceived as the winner.
Okay.
Yes. And javelin was also javelin was also played in Kemet. Yes, it was also played in Kemet.
Okay.
Yes. The same way it is in Olympic Games.
Okay.
And then in the in the history or culture or in the culture, there is a ceremony called Inwala.
Okay.
A ceremony called Inwala is So on this ceremony there is a right where a king will take a spear, right, and go to
sorry, can you say that again? Who will take a spear?
the king, the Ndebele king.
Okay.
He will take his spear and goes to a ground and goes to an open ground. And then he will throw the spear. You see, he throws the spear. When spear hits the ground, it's a way to say, go. Like what happened is the warriors will be
waiting
on a line. Yes,
Okay.
they will be waiting. You see, so he throws the spear. If he throws the spear, if the spear hits the ground,
Okay.
the warrior will run towards the spear. So the warrior who must to get hold of the spear first and brings it back to the king is perceived or is declared as the winner or as a hero.
Okay, so can somebody take it away from him on the way back, or
even if you even if you can take it away, but in other words, you have cheated.
Oh no, I'm
can,
asking. So I just wanted a picture of how it's done.
No.
So you
No,
get to it first and take it and run back.
Yes.
Okay.
The one who guesses first is the one who's a winner. Then so it was something. So it was an honor for you to win and give it to the king. You see, because kings were basically like gods. You see, so it was more of a game. It's a game being played by a king and his followers. You see, so it's a sign of that they love each other. And besides that, it was also a sign. So the king could throw the spear in any direction. So what will happen is this. If you still remember when we were speaking about the Lemba people, do you remember?
Yes.
When we were speaking about the Lemba people, we said there were other communities that were paying a protection levy to the Ndebele people. Do you remember?
Yes.
So now, if you did not pay that protection levy, you were attacked. Do you remember? I said that.
Yes.
Yes. So now, what happened is the king during this game, during Ingwala ceremony, the king will throw a seed in a certain direction, and it meant something. It meant that on that direction, the army must prepare to go and punish a certain group on that direction which did not pay a protection levy.
Okay.
Do you get it? As much as it was a fun game, it also had codes. You know, it also had code. Instead of king saying there's a group that did not pay a protection levy from this side, the people will know through the direction of where the king is going to throw the spear that there is a certain group. So now the commanders will have to go and ask the king, which group on this eastern, let's for example, the king has thrown a spear in the eastern side, right? So the commanders or the generals who are responsible, they will have to go and ask the king. So king, okay, the game is now over. It was so fun, blah, blah, blah. But can you tell us which group in the eastern side did not pay protection? Which group that you are commanding us to go and punish? And then they will tell, you see. So it, as much as it was a sport, it was also a ritual. It was also a ritual, like as I say, that it's a ceremony. It's a ritual to say, it's also a ritual of victory to say, since I am going to send my army to go and punish the tax dodgers of this direction, I want them to win, you see. So by doing that javelin, by throwing that spear, is also more of a magical ritual to say, I want to win, see. So you see sport. So now what I have told you right now about this type of sport, javelin, is that it did 3 functions. Number one, it was a way of bonding with the king, the people bonding with their king, number one. Number two, it's a magic ritual to say, I want to win through the spear. Number three is to also give a code to the army that please prepare to attack a certain people of who stay in a certain direction because they did not pay protection levy or tax. Yes. So this marks the end of my presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Nkala. It's been fun learning about the games that were played so long ago and are still here today.
Yes. Some of them they are still played even up to today. And thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. To Mr. Arnold Nkala, thank you very much. And to you for listening, we appreciate your support. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify and iTunes and all the other places that you get your podcast from. Thank you. Ezakithi wentaba ezikude zingumasithela zimfihlela wena wema wentaba ezikude zingumasithela zimfihlela wena wema wentaba ezikude zingumasithela zimfihlela wena wema wentaba ezikude zingumasithela.